Anonymous just sent out a message that NASA are hiding this, but said the world isn't ready. Let's go and jump into this immediately, guys. This is a suggestion via Patreon, guys.
Anonymous is a decentralized collective of activists and hacktivists who are known for their use of online protests, direct action, and hacktivism to promote freedom of speech, government transparency, and individual privacy. The group is known for their iconic Guy Fawkes masks and their slogan, "We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us." Anonymous first gained notoriety in the...
Yeah, I honestly, just from the beginning here, I do not know much about them. I know that they are kind of like behind a lot of things that happen, potentially. Right? No conspiracies. But that's about the extent of it. I know they wear the Guy Fawkes mask. I know that.
Early 2000s, and have since been involved in numerous high-profile operations. The group operates without a formal hierarchy, and members typically communicate using online forums and encrypted messaging platforms. While Anonymous has been linked to various activities, the group has also been involved in numerous acts of online activism. The lack of a formal structure means that anyone can claim to be a member of Anonymous, and the group's actions are often carried out by loosely affiliated individuals and groups.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely would not suggest to you acting like you're something you're not.
One of the most interesting leaks
this,
was that of the inner workings of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, with the members saying that files that have been obtained by them via hacking and also through declassified networks, and it shows that NASA is very much involved in the search for advanced life forms, and that they have proof that they have made some sort of contact, and note that the space agency is keeping this from the general public. It's important to note that NASA, the government, and other space agencies have denied these claims, and note that they have never found anything that suggests that advanced life forms are out there.
I mean, I think that's probably what they would say, though, right? I mean, I personally believe that we are out there. And what I mean by that is that I think aliens are probably us, but from a different time period. If anything, they left this planet when they probably almost destroyed it before we came, right? I mean, I think that these aliens are probably us or something in proximity to us, maybe an evolved state of us, potentially. The universe is absolutely too large for us to be the only things living and moving around. Guys, I'm sorry. It just doesn't, it's just not realistic to believe that we are the only ones that exist, guys.
However, Anonymous have said that they have found proof to counter this.
Go ahead.
One of the members said the following: "Our civilization is on the verge of discovering evidence of alien life in the cosmos.
Okay.
Taking into account all of the different activities and missions that are specifically searching for evidence of alien life, we are on the verge of making one of the most profound and unprecedented discoveries in history." End quote. Another member said the following: "We have obtained files that back up what others have been saying. We are not claiming to be the ones who originally discovered this information, but upon seeing it, our goal has now become clear. We need to get this out to as many people as possible and show them that we are part of something much bigger, and that we need to start having more open discussions about our place in the universe." End quote.
Absolutely. I'll agree
Anonymous
with that.
said that discussions are starting to reach a wider audience, and that now we should start listening to those who have encountered these mysterious aircrafts, saying that NASA have been aware of these for a very long time, and that those who have tried to get this information out there are usually stopped. Professionals have long tried to tell...
Then how did you upload this video?
...their stories about some of the strange things they've encountered.
I don't know how long, guys, I have no idea how long this video has been up, but if it's based in any type of proof, what he just said would instantly have this video removed, guys. I'm absolutely a skeptic of what everyone says to me, so obviously research will be going into this topic exactly, right? I do think that NASA or any other space organization has encountered, maybe not encountered, but they are absolutely chasing some type of alien being, right? Like they want to know that we are not the only ones out there. They're trying to be the first one to kind of break the discovery, most likely. And again, they would not admit this if you asked them.
This includes people like military personnel and even those within Congress, who have long talked about an advanced threat that has been detected across our entire planet.
Okay. Advanced
The reason
threat.
these things are labeled as a threat is due to their capabilities, and not because they've necessarily done things that have harmed humans. Many have made the connections between these announcements and that of Gary McKinnon.
Okay.
In 1983,
You said his
when
name,
Gary
good
McKinnon
news,
was just
bro.
17 years old, he went to his local cinema in North London to see a new movie called War Games. In the movie,
great movie,
a computer genius hacks into a Pentagon network. The movie had a big impression on Gary, and it got him thinking maybe he could be a hacker too. Coupled with his interest in science fiction and mysterious aircrafts, his passion for hacking was only ever going to lead him in one direction. Between February 2001 and March 2002, Gary McKinnon was able to hack into United States computer networks, where he allegedly uncovered a whole host of information that would land him in deep
What's his
water,
name? Gary
facing
McKinnon?
possible extradition to the United States. So, the question is, what information did he expose? McKinnon claimed he had managed to gain access to NASA websites, and in an interview with Rich Planet TV, claimed to have found information relating to advanced flying aircrafts and advanced life forms. He claimed to have seen an Excel sheet which had the ranks and names of unknown people, as well as another sheet which had tabs for material transfers between ships. He tried to do some research on the names of the ships, around 8 to 10 in total, but was unable to find any more information relating to any of them. None of these ships were public knowledge, which led him to believe that they were either secret projects or part of a non-terrestrial United States initiative. McKinnon stated the following: "It was not a typical thing in the military at all, so I took that to mean that they probably have a secret space-based program." End quote. Interestingly, just
Yeah,
seven...
guys, just some quick research on this man here. This is not wrong. It was 1997 when he did this. He entered into military and NASA computers, and he basically had access through like a back door for 13 months, bro. All right, he absolutely did. He never got extradited, guys, and he never got charged with basically anything, it seems. But I would not suggest you ever leaving the United Kingdom, bro, because it doesn't. Yeah, don't do that. Just pretty much based off of that. There's a lot going on with him, and I'm going to continue reading.
15 years later, the United States Space Force was established. The United States Space Force is a branch of the United States Armed Forces that was established on December 20th, 2019, with the signing of the National Defense Authorization Act.
Yeah, he was backed by the UK Parliament.
Year 2020.
By the way,
the creation of the Space Force marked the first time since 1947 that a new branch of the United States military had been established. The Space Force was established as a separate branch of the military to organize, train, and equip military personnel for space operations and to develop space capabilities for use by the United States military and other national security organizations. Its creation was driven by concerns over the increasing militarization of space by other nations. The Space Force is responsible for a wide range of space-related operations, including missile warning, satellite operations, and space surveillance. Gary gained access to these top-secret documents through a program called Land Search. After obtaining control over the domain...
Here's a problem. I'm sitting there looking for this thing called Space Force. So we've encountered this. I've heard of this, obviously. But I just can't find if it's actually real or not, guys. I'm looking at the Air Force website, and I don't really see any mention of it. There are many other websites, but I just don't know. Like, is this real, guys? Space Force. The United States Space Force, guys. It has a Wikipedia page. It has a motto. No, wait, it has a headquarters. Wait, hold on, guys. Spaceforce.mil. Okay, guys, yeah, it may be real. It may be real, guys. Potentially. All right.
He had the capability to search all the files and folders on every machine. Many who followed Gary's story said that many of the things he said back then are now being proven.
Go ahead.
At the end of February 2022, Gary went on Reddit and didn't ask me anything. This is where members of Reddit can reach out and ask Gary any questions they have.
He's just
He said the
divulging
following:
confidential information.
"Hi, I'm Gary McKinnon. I'll make this brief, but there are some things I feel it's important to point out, so you know where I'm coming from.
Right.
Apologies for not doing a live video response, I have a couple of commercial projects on the go that prohibit me from doing audio and video in relation to my story.
So how do we know that this is the real Gary McKinnon?
And thanks to Reddit for inviting me to do this as me anything. I was arrested in March 2002 for hacking into various government and military networks in America, looking for evidence of mysterious flying aircrafts and...
Like, here's the problem, guys. I need confirmation that that was the real person on Reddit. Like, a lot of these videos that we've been watching, lately are kind of like in proximity of truth, right? What I mean by that is I need to know, like, concrete, that what I'm encountering is a real thing, okay? So, like, this very specific situation, this is someone online who said I can't put a photo or a video up to prove to you that I am exactly who I am. That's hard for someone like me, because I need proof of everything that is being said.
Free energy. It wasn't a clever hack. No fragmented packets to bypass firewalls or any of the glossy stuff. I had a specific intention, and like any good system administrator, which I was at the time, I wanted a simple process that would catch basic weaknesses, sometimes network-wide, with a simple script and a little creativity. It was cracking more than hacking.
Okay.
Like any system admin knows, the laziest solution is often the best. In my effort to find solid proof that the government and military knew about these crafts, I followed information found in a book by the Disclosure Project. In the book, Donna Hare, who was a NASA launch photographic specialist, said that in Building 8 of Johnson Space Center, there was a lab set aside for airbrushing out mysterious flying aircrafts from high-res satellite imagery. The tool I wrote scanned for local administrator accounts on Windows PCs. It was written in Perl and scanned a Class B in 8 minutes, the low latency due to me running the scan on an already compromised machine on the same or another government military network. I found Building 8 by reading the comment sections of the PCs via the command console.
Okay.
These fields are used for auditing, and luckily NASA filled them all in, so I knew which PCs were in Building 8. There weren't many machines in Building 8, but one of the first I looked at had folders called Raw and Processed, or Raw and Cleaned or Filtered.
Oh no!
The images averaged around 250 megabytes, and would have taken a long time at 5 minutes per megabyte on a 56,000 modem. So having remote control of the PC via a program called Remotely Anywhere, I decided to view it live on the desktop.
Bro, how big were these files? A 250 megabyte file in like the early 2000s would have been absolutely crazy in terms of, unless it was just like maybe like a stitched image, like multiple small images put together to make one like singular image file. That could be what they're referring to, because like even like by modern standards, 61 megapixels coming out of like a full frame camera, uncompressed raw, is still going to be maybe 119, 120 megabytes. So I guess we can double that. So maybe 120 something megabytes. That's going to be like 40, like a 40K image, somewhere, something in there, like 40, 41, 42. No, not that big. It's probably closer to 39. I mean, 19 times, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just do a rough number of 40 or 39K image. That's a crazy size, right? Uncompressed.
Which was risky since they work odd hours at NASA. The image was coming down very slowly via the Java-based Remotely Anywhere program. So I cut the color to 4-bit, 16 colors and shades, and the lowest resolution, which was 640 by 480. I think it may even have been 320 by 240.
Okay.
The image slowly filled the screen and I could see blackness, superimposed upon which was a blue-white planet, and superimposed on that was a tubular form that was metallic.
But it was just a little larger than the old like tube TVs. I mean, those old tube TVs were like, what, 480p?
White, and had domes around its central circumference and at its ends. This thing had no rivets or seams and looked futuristic, though of course with the low res and number of shades in the image, detail was lacking.
So then how did
this
you know
was
exactly
my eureka moment. Donna Hare's lab was still in existence. I was waiting for this image to come down and planning on the fastest way to get all of the other images to me, and right when I was making my plans, I saw the mouse cursor move to the bottom right of the screen, right-click the network icon, and choose disconnect. I'd been caught and disconnected, missing my chance to grab even a single image. I never did any intentional or accidental damage, and as far as I know, I'm not a vandal. But I did leave stupid messages about disrupting their sense of security. My family and I then fought my possible extradition to America for 10 years, finally winning the case in 2012. I know this is an old story, and not too widely publicized in America at the time, so I apologize that there's nothing new, though hopefully interesting questions will result in interesting answers.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happened to me in 2006. I had only one odd Men in Black encounter that happened to me, apart from being followed by the same van for 2 hours one time across England. I lived in a bedsit at the time, being unemployed due to my ongoing case, which is one room in a shared house. I was on the first floor, one story up if you're American. My lady and I had gone to bed on my fold-out sofa.
I'm pretty sure we understood first floor, bro.
I think we fell asleep around midnight. I woke up out of a really deep sleep, so I'm thinking it must have been around 2 or 3 in the morning. I was woken up by a really sharp pain in my left heel, so sharp that I jolted awake and reached down to my foot to see what it was, whereupon I was forced to sleep again. It was like going under general anesthetic, uncomfortable and unwilling. So I went from painful shock to instant sleep. In the morning, the first thing I thought of was the pain in my heel. I looked at my foot, and it turned out I'd gone to bed with my socks on, and there were 2 holes in the sock on my heel. I removed the sock and found 2 perfectly round holes in my heel, each around 5 millimeters in diameter, and one with a perfectly circular flap of skin still hanging from it,
I have no idea
like
how
someone
big
had
that
done me
is.
with a miniature paper hole punch. I can't
They did you with a miniature paper.
explain that to this day, and can only assume it's a chip.
We
I've
speak
had
the same
trifling
language,
meters on
but
it.
some of our words mean
I made
the
a super sensitive
exact opposite
magnetometer
things.
that showed nothing, but 2 lumps did grow on the heel in the months following the event,
Okay.
and they have now moved around to the inside of the foot. Interestingly, in recent years, NASA has come forward and talked about these mysterious aircrafts, with NASA's new chief Bill Nelson saying that footage that's been captured of them is interesting, and this has caused researchers to say that perhaps NASA will be making an announcement in the coming years. Each year, thousands of reports are made, and although the majority of these can be explained as things such as planes, helicopters, wildlife, and natural phenomena, there's many of these aircrafts that don't fit these descriptions,
Right.
and when United States officials are coming forward and saying that some of these are a national security issue, it's caused some to take these sightings more seriously.
Yeah, like as of right now, they're definitely taking the weird ones very seriously to the point where they're no longer even called really UFOs. They're called UAPs, guys. So let's stop saying UFO because apparently we have cartoonized the word so much that it cannot even be used in a professional setting any longer, guys. Okay, just keep that in mind. So call them UAPs and make them change that one because UAP sounds ridiculous, guys.
As of right now, we can only hope that further investigations are carried out and the evidence is released to the general public.
Like the government calls them UAPs.
So, what do you make of these strange sightings and encounters? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
All right, guys, so overall, this felt like more of a story about Gary McKinnon and not really about Anonymous at all. The first probably 2 minutes or so, he started talking about Anonymous, but it really had nothing to do with anything unless you're saying Gary McKinnon is in Anonymous and you're just kind of outing him, if that's the case. But other than that, the title, again, doesn't make any sense to what we were just watching, guys. All right, we need to do better with these titles. But either way, listen, let me know in the comments on the next one of these that I should be checking out. I do overall like this type of stuff, though. But I would like to encounter things that are more like, I don't know, tangible, I would say, right? But all right, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.